Round di 4 minuti, box professionisti, è interessante.
Ladies and gentlemen,
dans l'adversaire dans le coin rouge, his opponent in the red corner. Official weight 153.6 pounds. Il en dit un poids de 153.6 livres. Il porte la culotte rouge et or, wearing red, rimmed with gold. That is coming to that. Excellent. This professional record, an excellent one. 14 victoires en 15 sorties chez les professionnels avec 11 victoires parmi dans le combat. Professional record reads as follows. 14 wins in 15 outings as a professional with 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Il est invaincu. He is undefeated. Steven Butler.
What happens when explosive knockout power collides with fearless, rising energy inside the boxing ring? Tonight, the dangerous puncher Steven Butler steps in to test the unbeaten momentum of Ramadan Hiseni. One fighter carries brutal knockout experience, while the other brings hunger and confidence to shock the boxing world. Fans are expecting fireworks because both fighters love to trade punches. Will Butler's devastating power dominate the ring, or can Hiseni prove he belongs among boxing's dangerous contenders? Welcome back to MMA Knockout, the home of intense fight breakdowns and brutal boxing action. Today we're looking at a fascinating clash between hard-hitting Canadian contender Steven Butler and the determined European challenger Ramadan Hiseni. Butler is known for his aggressive style and fight-ending power that has stopped many opponents early. On the other side, Hiseni enters this bout hungry to prove himself against a recognized knockout artist. This matchup promises pressure, power punches, and a real test of durability for both fighters. Edge in this showdown. Drop your prediction in the comments, like the video, and subscribe for more intense boxing breakdowns and fight analysis. Middleweight contest. It is a statement opportunity for both fighters. Butler wants redemption and momentum, while Hiseni wants recognition on the global stage. When experience meets ambition inside the cage, fireworks are guaranteed, and fans of MMA Knockout should prepare for a relentless battle. Steven Butler has built his reputation on explosive combinations and fearless exchanges. Known for his aggressive style, Butler pressures opponents early, forcing them to fight at his pace. His knockout victories prove that he carries fight-ending power in both hands. However, recent setbacks have fueled criticism about consistency and defense. Against Hiseni, Butler must demonstrate maturity, improved patience, and smarter shot selection to prove he remains a serious threat in the division. Ramadan Hiseni enters this fight as the determined underdog, but underestimating him would be a serious mistake. Hiseni thrives on discipline, conditioning, and calculated aggression. He studies opponents carefully and capitalizes on small openings with sharp counters. For him, this bout represents the biggest opportunity of his career. A victory over a recognized name like Butler would instantly elevate his profile and reshape the middleweight landscape in dramatic fashion. Stylistically, this contest presents a fascinating clash. Butler prefers forward pressure and heavy exchanges, while Hiseni favors controlled movement and precise timing. If Butler succeeds in cutting off the cage and landing early combinations, momentum could swing quickly in his favor. But if Hiseni maintains distance and forces Butler to reset repeatedly, frustration could become a factor. The tactical adjustments made in the opening minutes will likely dictate the fight's overall direction. Training camp intensity has reportedly reached new heights for both athletes. Butler's preparation focused on defensive awareness and stamina, ensuring he can sustain pressure across multiple rounds. Hiseni, meanwhile, sharpened his counter-striking and conditioning to withstand early storms. Conditioning may ultimately decide the outcome if the fight extends beyond the early exchanges. In high-stakes bouts like this, preparation often separates contenders from pretenders under the brightest lights. One critical factor will be mental resilience. Butler has faced adversity before, bouncing back from defeat with renewed determination. Hiseni carries the hunger of a fighter seeking validation. The psychological battle before the opening bell could influence confidence and rhythm. Fighters who remain calm under pressure typically execute game plans more effectively. Expect both corners to emphasize composure, discipline, and emotional control as the contest unfolds. Power versus precision defines the heart of this matchup. Butler's ability to close distance and unleash rapid combinations makes him dangerous in sudden bursts. Hiseni's cleaner technique and measured counters could disrupt that aggression. Timing will be everything. A single well-placed strike could shift momentum dramatically. Fans should watch for body shots early, as they often determine stamina levels in the later rounds. The middle rounds could reveal which athlete adapts faster. Butler's corner may urge increased volume if momentum slows. Hiseni's team will likely encourage patience and strategic movement. Adaptability often separates elite competitors from hopeful challengers. Adjustments between rounds, subtle changes in stance, or variations in tempo might become decisive elements that influence the judges or lead to a stoppage. Defensively, Butler must avoid overcommitting during exchanges. Hiseni's countering ability thrives when opponents rush forward without setup. Maintaining guard discipline and head movement will reduce unnecessary risks. For Hiseni, staying off the cage and avoiding prolonged clinch pressure will be essential. Small defensive lapses in evenly matched fights frequently determine outcomes, especially when both athletes possess finishing capability. Crowd energy can also play a role in shaping momentum. A loud reaction to Butler's aggressive bursts could sway confidence, while cheers for Hiseni's clean counters might fuel his composure. Fighters feed off atmosphere, particularly in high-profile matchups. Managing adrenaline effectively will help maintain stamina and clarity during intense exchanges under the spotlight. If Butler establishes dominance early, he could overwhelm Hiseni with relentless pressure and volume. However, if Hiseni withstands the initial surge and drags the fight into deeper waters, the balance may shift. Endurance, patience, and calculated risks will become increasingly significant as fatigue sets in. Championship caliber focus is required when both men sense opportunity. This fight also carries divisional implications. A decisive win for Butler reaffirms his relevance among top contenders. A breakthrough victory for Hiseni reshapes rankings and opens lucrative opportunities. In combat sports, momentum can transform careers overnight. That reality adds urgency to every exchange inside the cage. Strategically, expect Butler to target the body early, slowing Hiseni's movement and testing resilience. Hiseni will likely counter with sharp jabs and angled exits to avoid prolonged firefights. Each approach carries risk and reward. Execution under pressure will determine whose strategy prevails. Prediction time always sparks debate. Butler's experience and power provide clear advantages, yet Hiseni's discipline and hunger cannot be ignored. Close contests often hinge on composure and adaptability rather than raw strength. This matchup feels balanced enough to deliver drama. Expect explosive exchanges, tactical adjustments, and moments where both fighters test each other's limits. Whether it ends in a knockout or competitive decision, intensity is guaranteed. Fans tuning in to MMA Knockout should anticipate a high-stakes showdown filled with heart and ambition. In the end, this bout represents opportunity and validation. Butler fights to protect legacy and reclaim dominance. Hiseni fights to seize recognition and shock the division. When the cage door closes, preparation meets destiny, and only one hand will rise in triumph. No matter the result, this fight carries serious implications for the division. If Butler dominates, he reasserts himself as a major threat moving forward. If Hiseni pulls off the upset, he instantly transforms his career trajectory. High stakes, real pressure, and legitimate consequences, that's what makes combat sports. Steven Butler is no stranger to high-pressure fights. Known for his aggressive style and knockout power, Butler has faced elite competition and understands what it means to fight under bright lights. But standing across from him is Ramadan Hiseni, a disciplined and determined contender looking to make the biggest statement of his career. Hiseni brings calculated movement, sharp timing, and the mindset of a fighter with nothing to lose. This fight is more than just skill versus... So fight fans, this matchup between Steven Butler and Ramadan Hiseni could easily turn into a dramatic knockout battle if both fighters bring their usual aggressive style. Power, timing, and composure will decide who leaves the ring victorious. What do you think? Does Butler's experience secure the win, or will Hiseni pull off a huge upset? Drop your prediction in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to MMA Knockout for more fight breakdowns, highlights, and boxing action from around the world.